Greetings and welcome to this Let's Play / tutorial of the Dead Hop HD. The Dead Hop HD is a challenging strategic role-playing game played in randomly generated mission maps. Today we're going to go over some gameplay mechanics and create a character and run through the first mission. A couple of quick points first. One, even though this is an iPad game, it's actually running in a simulator. You can see the little mouse here. The mouse will be playing your finger today. He'll be doing his touches and double touches. This is for the purpose of actually recording this little playthrough. Another item is that normally through the first playthrough of a game, you would see tutorial panels coming up telling you about certain things along the way. Those aren't going to be here today, but they would normally be there. Final thing is, because it's running in a simulator, even though the Dead Hop HD supports Retina display, it's not actually running in Retina. But the simulator doesn't really like that very much. So let's get started with creating a character and seeing whether or not this might be something you'd be interested in. So in order to create a character, we go to the character menu and then create character. This allows you to customize your character by changing your avatar. You can also change your gender, depending on how you want to play. And then you can actually change your name. So we'll just change this, it already exists, and we'll call him Tim. You don't select a character class up front. You really do that after completing the first mission, but you'd want to have an idea of what you want to do. We'll go for a ranged fellow, so we'd want to focus on accuracy and will. His will's a little low, so what we'll do is re-roll his stats. No, that's what we'll do. You can do this as many times as you want, and it's actually encouraged because you won't be able to change these numbers once you begin. That looks really good. So we'll just take him right into the game. Now, little story segments exist at the beginning and end of your quest missions. And in order to get through them, you can just touch these, or you can actually swipe the page with your finger. And then once you're done, you can just go through, and then the game will begin. It's randomly generating a mission right now. So we'll do this, and then we'll go right in. Now, when you first enter a mission, you get a little summary telling you about the mission and what it is you're supposed to do. In this case, it's telling you you need to ready a weapon to defend yourself. This is just to make sure that you do that before moving on. So let's exit from that, and you'll also get little updates from time to time on some objectives when you complete them, just to let you know what's going on. So, alright, well, we're in a room now. The mission maps are actually room-based. You move from one room to the other one. So, first thing we should cover is movement. There are two ways you can really move in the Dead Hop HD. One would be to select a location and then press the move button. You'll move to that location every time you hit the button. Another way, an easier way, is actually just to touch the screen and then drag. See, it'll actually give you a little indication of where you can actually go. Then you release it, then you move. Everything you do actually takes time. As you've noticed there, the time actually increases. So another thing you need to know how to do is actually how to loot things. So now we have a chest sitting here right next to us. There's two ways you can actually search this. One would actually be to select it and press the search button. Another way is just to double click. So this is the way you would loot things inside the mission maps. You can just take this item here, take this item, or take all. Another thing you can actually, if you have something you don't need anymore, you can actually switch to this, and this is actually what you currently have in your inventory. You can actually drop this, and then it'll appear over here. In this case, we want to take all of this. So now let's go over here, and we see a corpse on the ground here, and a lot of times they're actually wearing clothing, and you don't really have very much at the moment. Oh, he's got a leather jacket, leather pants. Oh, that's actually very good. So let's just take that, and What we're going to do now is we need to equip that weapon, and now we have some new armor to wear. So we need to get to the equipment screen. That's actually in the character display. So there's two ways we can get there. We can go over here and we can touch this button, or we can just touch into the area where your vitals are. From this screen, we want to go to equipment. Basically, this is a listing of all the slots of things that you can wear in the game. So what we want to do first is equip that weapon, because I'm just using my hands at the moment. So I would select weapon, and now I have 3 weapons to choose from. You can get the details over here. I'm just going to equip a pistol at the moment so I can shoot things in the face, which is always a good thing. Now I also acquired some leather armor. A little bulky, but good protection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, which is a torn shirt, which really is not very good, and I'm going to remove it. Now I'm going to select clothing. I'm going to put that leather jacket on. So now I have the leather jacket on, which is good. I also got leather pants, so I'm going to do the same thing here. By the way, this is not something you want to actually do in combat, just to let you know. The dead will not wait for you to change your pants. So I'm going to remove those leather pants, and I'm going to put on the leather pants. So I'm taking a little hit on stats because of that, but the extra protection will make up for it. Alright, so I'm all ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go into the next room. The way you do that is that there are exits. This is an exit. In this case, it's an open doorway. There's no door or anything like that. So what I would do is actually to move on to the image of the door and either click the exit button to exit and enter the next room, or I can just once again double click. Now, there's bad things in this room. So, whenever you run into a creature for the first time, you'll get a little information blob up here telling you about it. So, sometimes there's very useful information. In this case, these guys aren't very hard. So, these guys have seen me, and they're coming to get me. Now, in this case, these guys are not overly difficult. They're actually really slow, and they don't really attack very much. If you want to get details, you can just select NPC. It'll tell you these guys are really not very good at all. They have no offense, no defense. But then again, you don't really have much training or stuff yourself. So in this case, this guy is right next to me. He's attacking me in 19. So in this case, I'm actually going to go over here and see my pistol. I'm actually going to be able to attack in 15 with the recovery of 14. So in other words, I can shoot him in the face before he attacks me. So that's what I'm going to do. I have him selected and I have a weapon. I can either click the attack button or I can just double click on him, which is what I'm going to do. So I shoot, I hit, boom. Oh, I crit, and he is dead. Really dead now. So I have another one coming at me. He's not coming very quickly. So I'm actually going to try something else. Another thing you can do to creatures is you can actually throw things at them. So what I'm going to do is he is now selected. I'm going to select item. I have some darts and I have a Molotov cocktail. Molotov cocktail, if it hits and it actually is not resisted, will put an effect on him that will start burning him. So I'm going to throw that at him and hope I hit him. And he has caught fire. So he's burning right now. Bad for him. I can also throw a dart at him too. Now that's actually the way I would actually use items on myself as well. For instance, when I selected him, I had things you would throw at bad things, right? Now, if I select myself, I can actually use potions and salves. Salve is something you'd use out of combat. A potion is something you could use in combat and would regenerate yourself. So I am actually now going to just shoot him in the face. So this time I'm actually going to click the button here. And he's in melee with me, so I'm just going to shoot him and hopefully he is dead. Yes, he is now dead, and I killed him. Now, obviously you would actually loot people when you're dead. Bad things? He doesn't really have very much. I have better than that. Oh, except he had a pair of gloves. I missed that. Control my hands, and I'll just take that. What about this guy here? Let's search here. So the way you would actually do this is continually move through the map until you actually reach the camp. So you're actually searching for the camp at the moment. So I am actually going to go here and go through this door to see what is in the next room. Now there's a bunch of bad guys in this room. Now normally you would actually want to search everything, but if for the purpose of this playthrough, I'm not going to do that. Actually, I really don't want to mess with these guys at all. I really don't have to. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run around them. So what I'm going to do is select ability and running. Running is actually an ability. It's going to drain energy, but it's going to increase my movement. Now, you don't actually see movement, but it actually affects the speed at which things happen. Now, what's interesting is you notice he didn't actually see me until I started moving. The reason for that is because the running effect actually makes me easier to see. You'll notice it reduces my time to move, decreases my defense, and actually makes me more detectable. So that's the reason he just saw me. So I'm going to move here. Yeah, this guy's probably going to be able to attack me because I am right next to him. Will I get away in time? No, I don't think so. But maybe he'll miss me. He's not very good. Ooh. He hit me in the foot. Bad monster. Bad monster. Now I'm in the next room. Now the fun thing about these guys is they're not very smart. They're just going to forget about me. Yeah, I want to run around him too. Now again, normally you would actually want to kill these guys and search through, but I really want to run through this. I don't want to. Ow! Ugh. He hit me in the head. You know, I don't like him, so I'm just going to shoot him. And I'm too far away from him. I'm going to shoot him in the face. Hopefully. Because I stopped him in action, it stopped me from running. So you notice the combat music is down because those other guys have forgotten about me. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to use that healing thing right now to heal myself because those two guys hit me. So with myself selected, I would hit the healing salve. It takes a while to use, which is the reason you'd not want to use it in combat. So now I am fully healed. I've also used some bullets, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reload, which is as simple as a touch. Now, if you were in combat, it would actually stop and ask you whether or not you wanted to do it, because reloading a weapon is easy to get interrupted on. So let's just go to this next room. Remember, I'm still looking for the camp. Hopefully these guys will help me out. Yes, and there we go. We've entered a room, and there's guards there, and there's monsters. This is a marksman. These are the guys who guard the entrance to the camp. Future quests, you will actually be leaving the camp, and these guys will actually help you if you get into trouble, too. If you run into a bad thing, you can actually run them back here, and they'll actually shoot. You'll notice these guys are actually pretty good at shooting things. Of course, you probably don't want to shoot them yourself.
Burning dawn.
Now, it's important to know that creatures will not actually drop any loot for you if somebody else kills them. Now, if you do something to them, then they will. But if the NPCs just kill a creature without any assistance from you at all, and then that means you'll get nothing. So I'm going to shoot this one so I get some stuff. Oh, he's not dead. And he's trying to attack him. That ain't gonna work. Boom. He's really dead now.
Burning dawn.
Now, you'll notice that there are messages on the screen and they're scrolling up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go over to System. I'm going to go to Game Options, and I'm actually going to speed that up a little. This is the speed of the messages that were rising, and actually this is the size too. I'm going to make them big now too, just so you know you can actually customize gameplay the way you want. So I'm actually going to shoot this guy in the face again.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that actually speeds up gameplay. But if you want to stop and read the messages, then you can slow it down as well. But I'm actually just going to start moving towards the camp here.
Yeah.
So this is the camp entrance. When you stand on there after completing a mission, this will allow you to go back to the camp. And boom, I have completed the mission. I've found the entrance. So once you're completed a mission and you're on the mission entrance, you'll notice the exit is now green. This tells me that I can actually leave. So now what I'm going to do is actually just double click, because I can do that too. And it's going to prompt you just in case you actually want to go back and loot or something like that. But in this case, I'm just going to leave. Now, after completing a mission, you'll actually get a little update screen showing you the objectives and the time and whether or not you succeeded or not. If you're killed, you obviously didn't succeed. It'll also give you your stats too. You can actually get extra bonuses to these rewards if you actually kill the NPCs, visit all the rooms, search all the objects. So, and at the end of quest missions, you'll actually once again get a little bit of information here with story, which is always good to have. Now you're in the camp menu, and this is where we're actually going to end this walkthrough. If there's any interest in actually seeing any more, or maybe even a high-level boss fight, then leave a comment or send a message or just give some feedback, all right? Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope this is something that might be interesting to you. Have a good day.